Hey there, class. Sorry that it took me this long to give you any sort of video help with the wikibooks. I've had a few technical difficulties. I'm retrying the just very first video of how to get started editing. All right, so I tried it. I just discarded my last effort at this because it was getting too long and complicated. So here I am at our book. I'm going to log in. If you don't have an account yet, create an account. So I assume you can get logged in. You can edit without logging in, so please remember to log in, and that will then keep a record of changes under your username, which will just be helpful when it comes to telling me what you've been up to. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead into our section on light. And you have a few options for editing, and right now I'm just going to give you the simplest. You can hit edit up here. That's not the simplest because that will give you the whole chapter to edit. However, you can also hit edit under any of these headings. See how this heading says edit under wave or light or law of reflection, and okay, let me just show you then how to edit. I will go to color of the sky and see. And in the video that I just tried, I edited this first paragraph. So now I'm going to edit the second paragraph here. Okay, so I just hit the edit button. Now, I shouldn't just hit it until I actually have something to say, maybe. You can copy and paste this into a Word document, the text into a Word document, and edit it within the Word document, but don't try to do any formatting in the Word document because whatever you format there won't carry over. So if you prefer to edit outside of the wiki, go ahead and do so, but just focus on editing the text and the wording of things. So for example, I want to edit this paragraph. I could copy paste into a Word document. I could copy it and go to my sandbox and edit it there till I was happy with it. But for now, I'm just going to stick to editing it right here. Okay, so I'll hit edit, and now things look different. Oh, this is showing, that was showing my revision here, but we don't see the pictures anymore. We see a reference to a file. That's the picture, and here's reference to another file. I will talk about pictures in the next short little video. I'm just going to focus on, here's the text that I'm interested in editing, right there. So a sunset and sunrise is caused when a lot of blue light is scattered by the thicker atmosphere that only lower frequencies of light survive and are able to reach the Earth's surface. The end result is a beautiful display of colors across the sky. In fact, in the morning and evening, sunlight needs to pass through more atmosphere to reach Earth. I just think that's a little confusing. And so before you edit, you want to learn something about the subject so that you feel like you have something to add. Or if you say, well, that's confusing, well, maybe I want to learn a little bit about why is a sunset red before I edit it. But assuming that I've done a little study, a sunset, I'm going to take out that comma because it seems wrong. A sunset and sunrise, that seems a little confusing. A sunset or sunrise. Sunset or sunrise tend, you know what, I'm going to start it out. Sunsets. Sunsets and sunrises are often red or yellow, while the rest of the sky, while during the day the sky looks blue. When the sun is near the horizon, morning and evening, the light is traveling at a shallower angle. I don't know if that's better. The light is traveling at more of an angle relative to the Earth. Does that make sense? I'm trying to say that, you know, here's the Earth, here's the sun, but if it's, you know, the light rays hitting, let's see. When the sun is near, I mean, really it's the Earth turning. The sun hasn't moved. The Earth is turning. The amount of light coming to the Earth hasn't changed. It's just that on the edges, at any one moment, there's a sunrise and a sunset going on, right? As the Earth's turning towards the sun, there's a sunrise. As it's turning away, there's a sunset. There's always one, you know, one of each. Maybe I should say that. At any moment of the day, the sun is rising someplace and setting in another place. This is an interesting thing, you know. I'll even put another thing. The Earth is continually spinning, so the part that is exposed to sun rays changes over time. At any moment, the sun is rising someplace directly overhead in another place and setting in another part of the Earth. Setting on another part of the planet. Sunsets and sunrises are often red or yellow. I'm just going to say are often red or yellow. When the sun is near the horizon, morning and evening, the light is traveling at more of an angle relative to the Earth. So the light rays pass through more atmosphere, and more of the light rays get scattered by dust. The blue light gets scattered first, then the longer wavelengths, such as red, orange, and yellow, may get scattered. If they do, then you see those colors across the sky. I hope this is making a little bit of sense. I'll keep some of this wording here. Actually, the end result is a beautiful display of colors. So if they do, then the end result is a beautiful display of warm colors across the sky. If there is more smoke or dust in the atmosphere, sunrises and sunsets will be redder. Okay, regardless of content, let's just assume that I'm done. I'm not going to take any more time with this, okay? So I'm going to just make myself the note, edited paragraph about sunrise and sunset. This note, this edit summary, is optional. I'll show you why it's useful in a second, okay? And then I'm just going to hit Save Changes. There's a Show Preview or Show Changes, but I want to hit Save Changes. Okay, so here it is now. The Earth is continually spinning, so the parts exposed to sun rays changes over time. Now, for some people, it's possible that some people have said their edits aren't showing. And you might see something about at the top, your changes have not yet been reviewed. And here, there have been quite a few changes to this chapter. So I can see all the changes that have happened recently. I'm just going to accept them right now. Okay. And that might help. If somebody hasn't been showing up, maybe now they will. I don't know if that was the problem or not. But there's our chapter on light. Again, you can hit edit for the whole page. I don't recommend that unless you're trying to add, well, no, I don't recommend editing it there and getting the whole entire page. I recommend instead editing a smaller portion of it. So when you edit, I do recommend putting out the edit summary, just something there, and hit the save changes. Let me show you why that edit summary can be useful. Okay, I'm going back to our book here. Actually, let me go back to the chapter, and I can view history. And boom, here's the history of the changes. Now I can see that, over the last couple days, we've had quite a few changes. And what do I see here? Edited and added definition to visible light. Reworded first paragraph for clarity. Light typed in definition. So these little, that little description of what your edit was. See, I just wrote edited paragraph about sunrise and sunset. It's nice to see that. These are the usernames of everybody who's edited them. Okay, and for any of them, I can click on contributions and see all the contributions. I'll just click on my own contributions here, and it will show every change I've made anywhere in the book over time. And that last change says I added 429 characters. Another time I added 207. And if I want, for example, if I'm reviewing your changes, I can click on difference, and it will show what I took out. I took out, some words here and there, some commas here and there, and what I added. So I can see the exact change. Now I can also go back to an older edit or a newer edit. I can undo anything. I can go back in time. So you might feel afraid about messing things up, but every change of any sort is saved. So, I can go back to January sometime, look at what I did then. This is just to my sandbox. And I could go back to this point if I wanted to. Okay, so don't worry about messing things up. We can fix whatever because the old version is saved. You don't have to do anything special. Every single change is saved. All right, I'm going to end the video now, just because I don't want it to be any longer. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. I will put this out, and then I'll make one about working with images.